Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be giving you my second update in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. Now this was a project that was created by Alexi. As always, I will make sure to have her information linked in the description box below. She started this project a few years ago and then starting last year in 2019, it really caught fire, took off. A ton of people started doing it, myself included. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, there is a lot of it out there for you to binge on, which is very, very exciting. So the premise of this project is to obviously get more use out of eyeshadows. So what we've done is taken and I have dumped all of my eyeshadow palettes and each of their corresponding pans into a massive Excel spreadsheet, and then I randomly generate 5 shades to work on until I hit pan. Pretty easy premise. So let's see where we are in relationship to what we saw last month. So these are the 5 palettes that I've been working through. The one that has gotten, again, the least amount of usage is my Lorac Mega Pro 4. No real surprise here. The shade that I drew is this awful shade right here called Light Sage. This is not a flattering color. This is not a fun formula. I only used it 3 times in the month of February because it's just not good. It's chalky and ugly, and you probably can't even see it, but it's like this gragey green pastel-y sort of shade. I don't like it. I don't like it. It is a very powdery formula, so I'm hoping that means I'll be able to get pan on it faster than I would like a really firmly pressed shadow. So some of the rules that I put out for myself is that if I use it 45 times and I still haven't hit pan and I'm not enjoying it, I have the option of rolling it out. I've only used it a total of 6. That 45 could genuinely take me all year. I'm hopefully going to focus in on it a little bit more in February, or in March rather. We'll see. I mean, you get more green looks in March, right? So finding a way to incorporate this horribly ugly gray green sort of color, maybe. The next shade that got the second fewest usages comes to us from this guy right here. This, I call this my Tart Origami palette just because of the way that the box opens, because it folds out and it just reminds me of origami. They released this a couple of years ago around the holidays, so this is what it looks like. The shade that I drew was this one right here in the shade Starry. I used this a total of 9 times. It's just a really warm terracotta brown. So that is what it looks like there. Easy to use, so it'll probably be in this project for a while though, because these Tarte shadows, they're mattes specifically, do typically seem to be very, very firmly pressed, and this is no exception. I've used it 9 times in the month of February for a total of 17 times since it got rolled into this project, and I've just now worn away the sort of imprint of the word Tarte. So that one could possibly be in for the full 45 uses, and then at that point I can make a decision, but she's going to be in for a hot minute for sure. The next one that I used the most actually, and I'm so annoyed, I really thought I was going to be able to hit pan on this guy today. I actually filmed a little bit later so that hopefully I could hit pan, and it's this shade right here, the shade Luna. It is just a matte cream shade. I am so close to hitting pan on this guy. This comes from my ColourPop Salvaje palette. I adore this palette. It is one of my favorites. I used it a total of 23 times in the month of February. I just use it every time I wear eyeshadow to set down my primer, my base. I could technically roll it out, but I don't think that I want to. I do think that I am so close to hitting pan on it, but also it's just an easy shade to use. I mean, it's simple enough. I don't see the point in rolling it out at this stage just because I'm so sure that I'm going to hit pan on it pretty soon. In fact, I will laugh if tomorrow when I get ready for work I hit pan. So that leaves us with 2 more palettes, and I am excited to say that I have hit pan in both of these shades. So the first one is from my BH Cosmetics Illusion palette. I drew the shade number 12. They're not named, but as you can see, we do have some lovely pan reflecting back at you. I used this a total of 12 times before hitting pan. I really enjoyed using this, but that's why Starry got such little use, because I was just really focusing in on that guy right there. So very excited to be able to pull in a new shade in its place. And then I also had a shade from You Had Me at Hello, also by ColourPop. I had the shade Candygram, which is this really beautiful shade right here, which as you can see, I hit pan on as well. So that is 2 shades that I have hit pan on, which is so exciting. I used that one a total of 10 times before hitting pan. So for the both of these, for Candygram, I used it a total of 20 times before hitting pan. That doesn't surprise me because with these shimmer shades, you can really just pack them on and they take up a lot of the surface area. So for me at least, I'm just using more of it. And then for shade 12 in the BH Cosmetics palette, interestingly enough, I used that a total of 20 times since it was introduced. But those are really small pans, so yeah, so awesome there. So let's go ahead and let's roll in a couple of new shades to take their place. So I am going to be using the Pretty Random app. I have my qualifiers in here. So as I said, I used an Excel spreadsheet. I started on line 2 and went all the way down to line 1857. Now, I have not added one of my newest eyeshadow palettes to this spreadsheet yet because I wasn't ready to put it into this project and I just knew fate would try to give it to me. So actually I have more. Let's go ahead and randomize. Oops, come on. All right, 1672. I should probably write that down because my memory is garbage these days. I will blame the pregnancy. So 1672. And then we'll randomize another one. 867. So I will go ahead and hop off real quick and find whatever those palettes are and what shades they correspond with. And then we'll pick back up and I'll show you what we'll be working with in March. All right, that took a little bit longer than I had expected. So the 2 shades that I pulled, the first one, 867, comes to us from my ABH Sultry palette. And initially, when I saw that this was the palette, I was so excited until I saw the shade. I got this shade here on the end, fresh. It is just a cream colored matte. So yeah, once I hit pan on this guy here, I'll be able to pick right back up with my Sultry palette. Of all of the gorgeous, gorgeous shades that I could have gotten from this palette, I get the cream colored matte. Alright, the next shade that I pulled is from my NYX Love in Paris palette. None of these shades are named. So I think all I did was, you know, just sort of do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yada yada. And what that means is that number 3, which is the one that we pulled in line 1672, is this sort of satiny kind of pink shade, which looks like this. So to be honest with you, really similar to the shade that I just finished in my ColourPop palette. So my eye looks are going to still look exactly the same as they've been looking And I gotta say, I'm a little bummed. But I'm going to use them. And I'm going to stay true to the project. And just be very careful with what I throw out into the universe, because even though these are kind of boring shades, I mean, it could have been, you know, like that purple, or not purple, sorry, that really intense blue shade, or that really intense red shade that I got last year. So these are very wearable. I can wear these to work. Not going to swatch the two that are the cream colored matte shades, because why? Because why? But we'll just keep trucking through. Sorry, my energy level just sort of like plummeted there. Anyway, if you're working on this project, please let me know how it's going for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.